Everybody, it's your girl Ashley G, and it's another episode of I Finally Made It. As you can see, it is not just two people in the studio today. No. We have a guest today. Go ahead, introduce yourself, ma'am.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Janae, aka DJ Nay, naturally amazing and invincible, the host for TSU Today on KTSU2 The Voice.
Go ahead, girl. Did you see how she did that?
Talk her stuff.
And who's my co-host?
Oh, you know, as always, it's your boy Mac Diesel. You know, we back in the mix again.
As usual. I'm so glad to finally have our first guest, and it's not just Miss DJ Nay. It's also little baby Jordan.
Yes, Jordan has his first camo.
Oh, 23.
Definitely.
We talked about that in episode 2?
Yeah, I was about to say, we said 23 the other day.
He's here. There
he is manifested in the flesh.
Absolutely.
Man, I'm so excited to be here. And I'm so excited to be here with Miss DJ Nay because she's also on her way out. And this is all what this podcast is about, right? We finally made it. She's finally made it. And I think that's the most exciting part, right?
Definitely. I finally made it. Like, I feel like that's the whole reason why we go to college, to say, hey, I finally made it. And then I am like the first of my family, so it's really important. And now I have another family of my own, so of course it's even more important. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
That's so cool. You know, I'm ready to start my own family too. And
yeah, I was about to say, I'm still young, but eventually I'm ready to start my family. So,
Yeah, that's like the goal for me right now. I feel like other than moving and starting this new job, like starting a family and being happy.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with my partner. It's going to be so nice.
I was about to say, you got the right person for you. It's just,
when you find the right person, it makes everything.
Look at you, an inspiration. Inspiration.
Yeah, and I want to do that, especially in college. Like, the whole reason I finally made it. So just to tell people, you can do it, whether you have a child before you get to college, while you're in college, after college. Just keep doing it. So you can say, hey, I finally made it. You're making your legacy for yourself and your family, and boom.
That's a word. That is a word.
Right there. I got that in my brain right now.
Man, it feels so good to finally be here at the end and to get to reminisce and talk about it. We've all had classes together. I've had classes with Miss DJ Nay and Mac Diesel since what? Freshman, sophomore year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been through this from the beginning.
Literally. And it's amazing to see, like you say, just to have classes with each other. And then to see you progress into your business and then flourish into your hobbies, like, I love it all. And then being a part of MLK, we're our own little family on TSU grounds. So it's amazing.
Absolutely.
It is amazing, isn't it? Right?
Great thing.
See how we've all progressed and grown, and this is where we're at now. We're about to step into our lives, our careers.
I know.
Absolutely.
I remember when MLK, I first came on the campus. I'm like, where is this building? Where is this room? And then I get people now asking me, hey, do you know where this is at? Oh yeah, you go here.
Yes.
Here. It's like it's nice to be on the other end of TSU, but just the whole experience of being here. I actually came in as in the marching band as a dancer. So
really?
I auditioned for Motion of the Ocean and I made it. So that was the whole reason I came to TSU, honestly.
I had no idea.
Okay. I had transferred from a private Baptist university, and I danced there on a dance scholarship, but it was more like pom style. Like, you could basically say a cheerleader. And I didn't want to be a cheerleader. I wanted to be a dancer. So I was like, And then I had, I was homesick. I was back in a really small community town.
Yeah.
And then I moved from a small place to Houston. So I was like, I'm kind of going backwards for myself. What am I doing? I know I want to be in the entertainment field. So why am I over here when I know Houston is I call Houston the next Hollywood. So it's why not go back home?
Yeah.
And then why not go to the best university? So let's just go to TSU. And then
Well, hold on. You just jumping right in.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell everybody. First of all, today we're going to be doing then versus now, and that's kind of what DJ Nay is kind of going over is her then and kind of starting into like how did she feel about coming into Texas? Yeah, how does she feel about coming to Texas Southern University, Jordan? I know, man. That's how I feel, right?
Right.
And I kind of had the same experience where it wasn't working out where I was and or what I was doing. Yeah. TSU was the spot. But go ahead, then versus now. What's kind of give us your then and how'd you feel about Texas Southern University, you know, coming into, you know, everything and your freshman year, new, you know, kind of gave us a little bit already, but.
Right. Well, freshman year was pretty dope. It was 2017. I remember, actually, that was Hurricane Harvey. And I remember being in Hurricane Harvey, literally, like, as a freshman. I used to stay off campus, but Hurricane Harvey made me stay on campus somehow because, like, we literally went to Florida, and then we came back in the midst of Hurricane Harvey. And then we got stuck because it was, like, you couldn't get out. It was a lot. Everything was flooded. I stayed in Humble, Texas, and that's, like, North Houston. And so my mom, she was like, it's flooded out here. I can't come get you. I was like, what? I need to go home. And so from there, like, I was stranded on campus. And then we stayed, like, in Tier Wester as, like, you know, all the dancers, all the band.
Yeah.
So it was like a kumbaya situation. Like, it really wasn't a bad situation. It was like, oh, we get to skip school. You know, school hasn't started.
Right.
But we're all together. You know, it was like a family. We cooked for each other. Like, people who knew how to cook, they would come to the dorm, throw down. We would have food. It was like, okay. We would chill out, play games, and then, of course, practice because that's what we knew. We knew the school was going to start.
Yeah.
We knew the season was going to start. So it was like, okay, let's just work on our craft. And then from there, I just loved being, you know, on campus. I was like, I have to get more of this campus life. But, you know, being in the band, I feel like they should consider that like an athletic sport because like you're working overtime. You're working probably longer than people who are actually playing the sport you're like going to go play for. And you still have to juggle school and classes. So
yeah, I seen them out there practicing till 10 o'clock at night, just marching all over campus.
Just driving by, you just see people walking down the street. It's like, what?
They just marching and playing. And that's all they doing all night.
Day, all night.
Like up and down the Tiger Walk, up and down, up and down. And I'm like, man, what did they do to that band director to make him mad?
Right?
Because the way he is working them, you would swear that they had messed up.
Yeah, for real.
But hey, that's great. That's that's why the Ocean of Soul has such the rep that they have.
Yeah.
And is recognized around the community. I mean, that's one of the highlights about living in Third Ward is you can hear them playing everywhere. If you live within, I don't know, 6 blocks of the campus, you're gonna hear them.
Oh yeah,
it's great though. I love it.
I do, and then it's just the whole experience. How the band gives you just connection. So even if you were to come, just like say I came to play an instrument in the band. Like, we end up, remember the Astros won that year?
Yeah.
So we end up leading the parade for the Astros. Like, you get those little opportunities that can take you. You could put that on your resume. Like, hey, I marched for the Astros. I led the Astros parade. And then as a music major, as a band player, you can go on. That's how Solange ended up coming to the school and saying, remember, she made her album. She was like, I want to, some dancers and some musicians. And then she ended up putting them on and taking them to her concert, her tour. So it's just those little connections there that, people don't understand that happens if you're, just playing in the band. But, there's connections that come out of that. But, things happen.
I was going to say, what were your impressions of like the classes and your professors and the curriculum, everything outside of band, the nitty gritty.
Right. So that was another thing, juggling classes and then also majoring. So if you're not just a music major, so I came in as a art major, similar to you because we transferred. Right. And my other school, I wanted to do entertainment, but they considered that like art. So you had to do like photography, video classes. Right. But then when I came here, they put me in RTF. So I was in band. Band is like in the music hall. That's a whole nother building.
Right.
Then I have classes, you know, kind of in the middle of campus in MLK, which is more photography, video, editing, radio, television, film.
It's a lot of crossover. Yeah.
And then you also say you wanted to do like Broadway. So then you have to go over to theater.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness, yeah.
So I felt like my department, what I wanted to do, they're like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I kind of want to do it all. I want to do the music thing. But then you have ERM as well. So it's like, what kind of music? Do you want to play music? Do you want to manage music? And so I was like, well, I just want to do like, you know, talk about music on the radio, how they, you know, talk about music, or how we grew up on 106 in Park. I want to talk about music on TV. Man. That's what I want to do. Yeah. I really necessarily don't want to play music. I never played music. I always just danced to the music. I was a dancer, so that's kind of what I like music for. So now,
let me not find out you a triple threat over here.
I was going to say, you got it all. Everything. You got everything.
I mean, I played instruments in elementary school, but I would never call myself a musician. So no, my body is my instrument.
I've been playing music since middle or elementary.
I was about to say
elementary, but I'm not a musician.
She's been in the mix for a long time.
Okay. But yeah, so I ended up realizing there was other things that I wanted to do on campus. So I had to get out of band. So I tried out, and they ended up saying that we didn't need you anymore anyway. So it kind of worked out in its own.
Well, you know.
So
I was quitting anyway.
Okay, right? So I was like, well, I kind of want to be here anyway. So now I get to go actually enjoy campus life. And that led me to joining organizations, more other organizations, I should say. So I did, you know, actually I stayed in dance, TSU Dance Company. I joined Woman of Gold. And then from there, I just found, you know, campus life. Like you see when you go to pep rallies, you know, you see like those orgs. Hey, you see the tables. You're like,
fun.
Okay, well, what about y'all?
It's
like,
people, right?
You know, I'm like, all right. It's not, you know, just the sororities and fraternities, but there's actually other organizations that you can join. You know, they got Chicago Club, Cali Club. So if you were from a different region, they have like your own organization for you on campus. So you don't feel like you're all alone. So that's how I end up finding other people on campus besides people in my department, people from the band. I actually got to see people from the law center, people from public affairs, people who want to be teachers. I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't know. Like, obviously, these people are on campus, but if you're just submerged in your own department, you would never know what the campus has to offer.
That's so true. That's so true. Because being just in MLK, because if you're like a radio, television, and film major, you really don't have any need to take classes anywhere else other than your core classes. And after that, you're not really in any other school. Luckily with K2, you know, I've been able to work with some other majors. And, you know, we've had law majors, criminal justice majors, you know, guys from the debate team, you know, just people from all over that are kind of into bringing content, you know, and trying to create something. Because those are people from all over that are trying to create content, you know. They want to incorporate their avenues into this. And that's kind of cool being able to get in and work with some people in KTSU too and kind of just get everybody on board. But anyway.
I like that. And then that led me to finding the Career Center because obviously we are here to graduate and find jobs, or absolutely. I say careers. And that I was like, okay, well then I can work here and find me a job. So when I graduate, or find me an internship or fellowship, something or somebody. So when I graduate here, I can go somewhere. And that's what I did. I helped other students as well with their resumes. And then I loved their show because, yes, some resumes are trash. Like some people are still carrying around trash resumes. And I can say that because they come to college with these high school resumes thinking they can get, you know, a career, an actual like salary job. And it's like, you don't have any credentials on this paper that you're trying to send to a professional. So let us help you here for free. You know, you don't have to go pay, you know, all those sites and stuff. You have it here for free. Like you pay for it with your tuition. And so utilize it. So the Career Center helped me just professionalize myself and put myself out there and network.
Right.
You know, we always say, oh, we don't have the opportunities, but the opportunities are here. We just have to network ourselves. And we don't do that until we actually go try. It's not going to come to us. We're not going to, like, they're not going to come knocking at your door.
Right.
They'll send you emails, but, you know, our emails get flooded up so much that you have to literally go and try. And then.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about that on the last episode where I had made the statement, you know, there's not as many opportunities, but then I had to amend it and say, well, it's not that there's not as many, we just don't know.
Right.
And it's that's really just it. Because they're there, it's really just a matter of going out looking for them. And that was the other point, is you kind of got to grind it out yourself and figure it out. And that's a lot of what goes on here at TSU. And figure it out.
Just to piggyback off of what you just said right now, I feel like, and I'm not sure if I said it the last time we talked about it, but I just know like a lot of people, you know, they want to do these things. They get motivated at first, and then, you know, when things don't go their way or things don't work out, and it just puts them in that one spot where they're just like, man, well, you know, this didn't work out. Well, I don't know what else to do. And you don't want to be stuck like that. Like, you really want to keep yourself motivated to the point where you're like, okay, well, this didn't work out. I still have this going on for me. And plan A, B, and C, basically.
Just a segue, just for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes tops.
Absolutely.
3 minutes tops. What are some that, like you said, you worked in the Career Center. Do you experience a lot, like people coming, showing some sort of motivation and then just never showing that same enthusiasm ever again? Like, I feel like that's a pretty common thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to say, just for like our department, we get so many people who want to do, I want to be on TV. That's their number one thing. They'll say that. And then you'll say, okay, well, have you interned anywhere? Like television wise? Like, no. Right. But I worked, you know, at McDonald's, or, you know, I've worked here. I've served at Cheddar's. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you can use those skills that you learned at that job and help you, but you still have to go find somewhere else, whether it's here on campus, off campus, something that's doing a production for television, or something you can put online that's, you know, film-wise. And then you get in another situation where there's people who want to do something, but they simply just don't know how. Like, they don't have any connections at all.
That too.
And then we, as our department, if we don't have any connections either, we're like, well, we don't know how to help you.
Right.
You know?
That's tough. That's tough. And I feel like that can happen in media, because I know for me personally, you know, let's say I wanted to try and find something in audio exclusively. So like audio engineering. Not a lot of people on this campus are going to be able to point me in the right direction.
Right.
Maybe one or two. And if you don't know that person, then you're kind of in on your own, right?
Right.
And it's like, well, how do I connect with people on my campus to do the things that I love when they're not able to assist me in that?
Right.
You know?
Right. Absolutely.
You know? And it's there if they're not available. If they're not there, what am I supposed to do? You got something to say, Jordan? What you got to say? Go ahead and let us know.
Speak your mind. Nothing?
Okay. As soon as I give you an opportunity.
To have the mic.
Nothing. Can't say nothing now. The attention out. All right. That was our 3 minutes right there. Yeah. But tell us about your now. How do you feel about TSU now that you're about to leave? You know, for me, I've had some moments where I've had a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth, and I've had some bad experiences. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But then there's been some really good experiences and some really cool moments. I don't know how do you feel now?
I say overall, we can always like find anything wrong with like anything. So whether that's like Jordan not wanting to be quiet right now, I can find that as a negative thing, or I could just look for the most positive thing. And my experience at TSU, some days are stressful, yes, more than other. Sometimes I feel like, you know, there's nobody taking initiative all the time. You know, just to put it out there.
Understood.
But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we're all doing stuff. We are all have like a lot on our plate. So we can't look at one particular person or one place, one department like, you need to do this. You need to do that. Okay, what can we do? I always say, what can I do as myself? How can I come with a solution before I come with the problem? And that's just been my whole outlook at TSU. Because when I graduate from here, I want to be that alumni that comes back to campus, that still gives back, that doesn't graduate and then turn the other cheek when it comes to TSU and act like, oh, well, I went there so I could talk about them, but never, give back or support. I want to be able to graduate, still talk about you, but come love you too at the same time,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's my whole thing with TSU. I have a family. I met the love of my life here at TSU. My family is here at TSU. I want my children, maybe my grandchildren to come to TSU. So I don't ever look at Texas Southern as a negative place or a negative thing. I just say, this is where historically Black, like a legacy is here.
Absolutely.
Barbara Jordan, Yolanda Adams, like there's so many people that walk this campus. And now we're walking the same campus. It's like just a whole 360 for me. And then as like I'm leaving here, I just want to be able to say that somebody else coming in can just flourish and then grow and not feel like they came here and everything just fell apart, I want them to be able to say, yeah, I did excel in achievement here at TSU, and I'm able to do that for other people as well.
But this is what I'm going to say. That's only possible if you put in that work.
Absolutely.
People, you can have a great experience here. That's like no doubt about that. Yes. We've said that over and over and over. I'm so glad that you're giving this positive outlook right now on TSU.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what we keep saying over and over and over. You get out what you put in. As long as you keep working, grinding, trying your best, putting yourself out there, having that confidence to like really flourish and try new things. Don't get stuck in, I want to be on TV. Forget that.
Right.
You want to be working. You want to learn this. You want to learn how to edit.
Yes.
You want to learn how to set up a camera and shoot things. You want to learn how to do that. Because if you got the talent, you're going to be able to bring the talent regardless.
100%.
You're going to be able to bring that energy. Like, you don't got to worry about someone give you an opportunity if you can go in there and show them I can do whatever it is that you're asking me to do. If you just go in there and like, I just know how to talk. I can just kind of be on the mic. I can.
Don't even sound confident.
Cool.
Okay.
You don't even sound confident.
Look at me. I'm flexing, whatever. I got followers. Mm-hmm. That's cool to an extent.
Absolutely.
But when you're trying to get that entry level, that internship, when you're trying to break into the industry, when you don't have no connections, no networking, nothing, this is what you got to do. You got to put yourself out there 24/7, 365. There's no way around it. And I feel like that's going to be a recurring theme. If you don't like it, please stop watching.
Yeah, I agree. Hard work, they say manifest your dreams. Okay, you can always manifest, but if you don't put in the work, like it's just gonna be a dream.
Absolutely.
It's just gonna be a thought. You can just be talking about it all day. Like you get those people to be like, oh, when I was in high school, I played basketball. I was the coldest basketball player. And you're like, okay, but are you playing basketball now?
Right. Are you in the NBA?
Right.
Are you going towards the NBA? Like, what you got going on?
Don't even do a pickup game at the park.
They can talk about, I was so cold though. It's like, okay, well, what are you doing now?
Right.
You have to put in the work now. Like everything, like I said, your resume, what you did, but they're gonna ask you in your interview, okay, but tell me about yourself as of now. Like, what are you doing today?
And that's just it. You can take those things that you're really proud of that you did, turn that into more. Mm-hmm. Keep going on that, grow on that. How can I turn, when I was cold on the court, when I was, I had the handles and blah, blah, blah. Maybe you have a basketball IQ or whatever. Right. You can talk about it. You can maybe get into analytics. Maybe you go into sports management. Maybe because you know how other players are. Right. Just explore more. There's a lot that goes into sports media and the sports world, and not even just sports media, just sports in general, sports medicine. It doesn't really matter. Business, everything. Like, that's just an example. That is transferable to just about any field, any career that you want to get into. And that's a word. Make sure you guys just try on everything.
Just try. Even if you Even if you do fail at one task, that's kind of what I was saying. It's just having a plan A, B, and C. So you were cold at basketball, you stopped playing. Well, what's your plan B? Oh, you like to do YouTube or you like to do music. That's B and C right there. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna say this just to get real. Everybody loves doing YouTube.
Yeah.
Everybody loves doing.
Yeah.
Everybody loves making content now.
Absolutely.
That's honestly not to burst anyone's bubble, but you kind of have to be special nowadays to get into this field. Not just special in like you're talented, special as in you work your butt off.
Right.
As in you have the motivation and the drive. And look at Jordan already know. Is when you work hard, you get to play hard.
You know?
That because we at the end of the show anyway. That's why you having a good time.
He's happy. He's ready to get it going.
Right? We done worked so hard on this show, giving y'all tips, and now he over here just bouncing around having a great time. But anything you guys want to add? Give us your last thoughts. Your how do you feel? Everything, and just then now, we got just a couple minutes to wrap up here.
Well, first I want to say Happy International Women's Day. I feel like this day is a great day, just to support all the women out there in the world,
That's so
with
beautiful.
the jobs and everything like that. So, I just wanted to say that. That's all I have to
beautiful.
say. And look, do your thing.
Yeah.
Work hard, guys. Just do your thing out there.
I like that. I want to leave off just by saying, because like going off of then and now, it is midterms week. Just take it easy. Honestly, like do your assignments, keep in contact with your professors. I know people like, there's a lot going on. As long as you communicate, like anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't miss class and don't like fall off the face of earth and be
Right.
like, because you have a lot going on. Let people know what's going on with you. Have a group chat. Tell your group like, hey, y'all, I'm not feeling good. So that people know what's going on, especially with it being midterm week. You don't want to get lost in the sauce and then fall off. Like we want to finish. We want to say, I finally made it. So
Right.
always just complete everything you have to do and then enjoy spring break and then come back after spring break and finish strong.
Absolutely. As usual, guys, you can follow us at KTSU_2 to find this show, and the link is in the bio to listen to us on Thursdays at 5:00. I'm gonna be honest, the show sounds a little sketchy on the radio, but that's why I'll be uploaded on YouTube as well for you guys to check out. So at KTSU_2, you can find the radio link. And then on our Tiger streaming network on YouTube, you can find this show. We'll be dropping around 5:00. I try and have the show uploaded. You can find me at Ashley G the Supreme on Instagram. Where can they find you guys at?
Go ahead.
It's your girl, Janae, DJ Nay. You can find me at Instagram at _Venusland, VENUSLAND.
And you can find me at Captain_Mac 46, not 23, but 46. And then I also have my photography page is Max_View 23. So.
And where can they find you at, Jordan? No, I'm just playing.
Jordan was with mommy.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much. It has been another fantastic show. This has been I Finally Made It on KTSU2 The Voice.
Peace, y'all.